So one of the things I freaking love about the women in my space and community is that they are so smart. They know that it isn't just about knowing the things and understanding it cognitively. They know that the level of leadership that they really desire is a level of mastery. It's about embodiment, it's about deepening, it's about dropping into intimacy in all kinds of scenarios. And this simply is the place that when women come into my field, they usually sign up for a smaller program or a shorter container, and then they quickly realize that it is so freaking good, and they wonder, what else is there? What else is there to discover? How much deeper can I get? How much more can I receive? Where else can I go and expand into that not even in my wildest dreams I would dare to go there? And I feel like these are the conversations that really begin to move the needle, because it's one thing to know all the things and understand the science behind why things work the way they work, but it's an entirely different thing when you fully understand the scenarios on how you can implement things and how you can shift quicker and move in such a way where it becomes you breathing and living as the most elevated version of you. And that, literally, as a coach, is my favorite place to support and walk with people, because this is literally where the magic happens. I have seen this happening for myself, and this is one of the reasons why I believe so much in receiving mentoring. Not the kind of mentoring where you go to because there's something wrong with you and you need to fix something, but the level of mentoring where you know you're going to go through the fires and you know you're going to come out on the other end as an entirely new person. And this is literally connected with the programming and conditioning of women, where we're always to justify ourselves and, validate other people's judgments and what they think of us, and what's exposed to criticism and judgment from other people. And it's beyond us, because we feel we have to please and accommodate other people's judgments, and we feel like we just always need to somehow give a reason for why we decide doing things the way we do. And all of that is good girl contortion. All of that is connected to your immature maiden who is seeking approval and love from other people. And when she was young, when you were young, that is totally fine and relevant. It just is no longer relevant when you're an adult woman and when you need to make decisions that actually move the needle forward. Making decisions from that place of alignment and desire can be so complex for women, because we feel like all of this conditioning that we're doubting our own intuition and doubting our own thoughts, where literally we're going to die if we don't please and we don't belong. I've seen this time and time again. When women are moving from that place of desire, especially when they're not versed in that type of movement yet, things can show up. Their fears will show up. All of their judgments and justifications will show up, when actually deep down, from their regulated space, from that most empowered vision for themselves, they know this is the way forward. And this is what will shift for them and make things so much easier. And it really requires so much courage to go there. It really requires you to move out of that double bind that we keep getting entangled with as women, where we just give way too much attention to our emotions, in the sense of judging our emotions from that external perspective, from other people on the outside in. And so it's very natural for women to bump up against that, because we are natural caretakers and caregivers. We are nurturers. We are programmed to give love. And the mission of women is to give love. And very often women who are these high achievers, who are running with high levels of success in their lives, they will be taking care of everyone else around them, but they keep looping in that mechanism of taking care of self is secondary. Taking care of their own desires and making decisions for themselves is going to be secondary to this subliminal programming that we've been exposed to as young girls. And so to me, moving from that place of, no, my desires are right, I get to be supported, I get to be held, I get to receive what is rightfully mine, and I get to place myself in containers and spaces with women who activate me and who nourish me deeply. It is a revolution. That has been my personal journey and my own revolution, that every time I moved from this sacral authority, this heart-centered experience of like, every single person in my life would judge this, but I know this is my path. Every single time I bypassed everyone else's opinions and I moved according to my center and my compass, life just became absolutely extraordinary. I understand the value that it takes to say yes to myself and to say yes to life and to say yes to things that just offer me beauty and pleasure and connectedness. And it's a level of liberation that is unheard, unseen of in the world. And yet people want successful women. They want to be connected to powerful women, and it starts with them. It starts with them saying yes to themselves. This starts with saying yes to yourself. And to me, a woman who is fully sourced in all of these feminine portals is the most magnetic place on the freaking planet. If you want to live an extraordinary life, you have to bypass the ordinary. You have to move into the unknown. You have to go into places where your body is literally telling you, this is the way forward. And this is the way into activation, into aliveness, into joy, into pleasure, into beauty, into creativity, into spaces where there is mystery. This is actually how we shift the status quo of the planet.